Hi 7th graders, welcome to video lesson 1.3, subtracting integers. If you take a look at our essential question for today, our objective, we are learning to develop an understanding that an integer of a subtraction problem has a related integer addition problem. So what does that mean? It means that any problem that's written in subtraction, we can rewrite it using addition. So today, all we're going to do is take a look at subtraction problems and just rewrite them. We are not going to solve them. So we're going to start with some integers, 4 minus 2. So we have 4 pieces. We're going to remove 2 positive pieces. That leaves us with positive 2. So this is notes that I would like for you to write in your notebook. The word minus means to add the opposite. What does that mean? 4 minus 2 can be rewritten as an addition problem. How? 4, add the opposite of 2. Think about that for a second. 4, add the opposite of 2, which means 4 plus the opposite of 2 would be negative 2. So 4 plus negative 2 is equal to 4 minus 2. Let's use a number line and let's take a look at negative 3 minus 1. So what we want to do is, start at 0 and go left 3 units because we're negative. The negative's to the left. And minus 1 is telling us to continue to go left 1 unit. So we end up at negative 4. So if we use what I taught you in the previous slide, we're going to rewrite this problem using addition. Negative 3, we're going to change minus to plus, and we're going to take this integer and take its opposite. So minus is the same as add the opposite, plus. So if I change the minus sign to a plus sign, the 1 becomes a negative 1. And as you learned in lesson 1.2, when both signs are the same, we could add and keep the sign. So we would get a result of a negative 4. All right, in this exercise, I would like for you to write down these examples in your notebook. So you can start with number 5 and copy down what you see. This is just for you to practice rewriting some problems that contain a subtraction sign and rewriting it as adding its opposite. So if you'd like, pause the video here, copy numbers 5 through 14 down, and then I will reveal all the solutions. Please make sure this is in your notebook. So 4 minus 2, we just did that. I won't bore you again. So let's go to number 7. We have negative 3 minus 1. I just showed that one to you. Negative 3 plus negative 1 will have a negative result. Okay, this one doesn't change because it's the same. It's already addition. We don't rewrite addition problems. All right, number 9, we have 3 minus 8. So that gets rewritten as 3 plus negative 8. And if I were to solve this, my solution would be negative because the absolute value of negative 8 is greater than the absolute value of 3. Okay, here there's already addition in number 10, so we leave the problem as is. And our solution again will be negative since the absolute value of negative 8 is greater. 11. 9 minus 13 is the same as 9 plus the opposite of 13, which is negative 13. If you're struggling with this, circle the minus sign and circle the 13 and just say opposite, opposite. And that's how it's rewritten. And my solution If you take a look at 9, it's positive. Take the absolute value of negative 13, that's 13. So 13 would be bigger than 9, so we take this sign. So our solution will be negative. And since there's a plus sign for number 12, we do not rewrite this. Number 13, negative 6 minus negative 3. So it becomes negative 6 plus 3. Remember, we're adding. Take the opposite. Notice I never said plus negative, because in this situation, the 3 doesn't become negative, it becomes positive. So it's plus. Take the opposite of the next number. And our solution, if we take absolute value of both of these numbers, we get 6 and 3. 6 is bigger than 3. So we take this sign for our solution. So we get negative. Okay, if you need a review, go back and take a look at our notes or replay the video. To subtract an integer means adding its opposite. So 3 minus 4 is the same as 3 plus negative 4. Right, and the solution would be negative 1. Think about 1.2. My signs are different. So since they're different signs, I would take the absolute value of both of these numbers and do 4 minus 3 to get 1. And then I take the sign of the larger absolute value. On the number line, from 0, I go to positive 3, and then I am subtracting 4 or going back 4 units. And that brings me back to negative 1. Okay, and another way is to take a look at 0, go to positive 3, and then plus negative 4. Well, it still means go back 4 units. I still end up at negative 4. All right, and there's just a little model for you. All right, find negative 3 minus 12. Negative 3 minus 12 is the same as 3 plus the opposite. And the solution is negative. The absolute value of 3 is 3. The absolute value of negative 12 is 12. The larger absolute value is 12, and its sign is negative. So my answer will be negative something. The solution, the actual number, is not important right now. All right, find negative 8 minus negative 13. So we're going to rewrite this as add the opposite of negative 13, which would be 8 plus positive 13. Will our answer be positive or negative? If I take the absolute value of 8, we get 8. The absolute value of 13 is 13. Since 13 is larger, our answer will be positive. And example C, we have 5 minus negative 4. So we rewrite that as 5 plus the opposite. So the opposite of negative 4 is 4. And hopefully you guys know the solution to this one. Our answer is positive 5, since both integers are already positive. We're going to rewrite each subtraction problem using addition. All you're going to do in this chart is tell me the problem looks like rewritten and whether or not the answer is positive or negative or 0, and tell me why. So what I'd like you to do is write down problems 1 through 6. If you'd like to write it in a chart format like you see below, go right ahead. I'm going to offer the solutions. Please make sure you try 1 through 6 before you hear the answers. All right, here are the solutions. Number 1, we have 8 plus negative 3. The solution will be positive since the absolute value of 8 is greater than the absolute value of negative 3. Number 2, is written as 9 plus negative 17. The result will be negative since the absolute value of negative 17 is greater than the absolute value of 9. Number 3, we have 3 plus negative 3. And our solution is negative. If you thought 0, be careful. We're taking negative 3 and adding 3 more negatives. Think about it as you owe me $3, and then another day you owe me another $3. Your debt doesn't go away. You owe me even more. So since they're both negatives, your answer will be negative. Number 4, it's negative 14 plus negative 9. Since both numbers are negative, your solution will be negative. Number 5. Oh, I made a mistake here. 9 minus negative 8 becomes 9 plus 8. And the result, this is wrong. The result should be positive. Positive. The absolute value of 9 is 9 and 8 is 8. The result will be positive. They're both positive numbers. Number 6, we have negative 12 plus 12, and these are considered opposites. So your answer for number 6 is 0, and zeros always add 0. Opposites always add to 0. Congratulations, you've reached the end of video lesson 1.3. I hope this was much shorter, and if you need to go back and take any notes, please do so.